Welcome again to the Symbolic Logic, and my name is Mark Story. We're still here in Bellevue College. Today we're going to do a video that shows you how to set up a truth table. And what truth tables are for is to take a statement or an argument or a pair of statements, and the table shows us all the possible truth value combinations that could be allowed. Once we have a truth table that's filled in, we'll be able to tell some things about the statements. We'll find out some character traits about them. We'll find out if arguments are valid or invalid. So the first thing we need to do is just simply learn how to set these tables up. So we're not going to play with statements that just have one letter, like A's. They're just two lines long. A is going to be true or false, and those are going to be too easy. So let's play with statements that have maybe two different letters, in this case A and B, or maybe statements with three different letters, in this case P, G, and H. If you can do truth tables for statements like these, you're going to be able to do truth tables with anything. So for the purpose of this class, we'll probably just stick with this. Okay, here's how it's done. We're just going to set the table up right now. What you want to do is count how many letters you've got. You're either going to have two different kinds of letters or three. Here's one little thing you're going to have to memorize. If you have two kinds of letters, it's going to be 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 different possible combinations of truth values. If it's 3 different letters, so you're going to have to memorize this, it's going to be 8 lines. So let me write that down. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. Okay, 2 different letters, 4 lines. 3 different letters, 8 lines. Okay, the rest of it's kind of easy in a way. Let's say we're just having a 4-line truth table. This is visual here. You got 4 lines. Take your 4, cut it in half, and you get 2. Under the very first letter, write down 2 trues and 2 falses. 2 trues, 2 falses. Then take that 2, cut it in half, and you get 1. Use the right finger here. And the next letter have 1 true, 1 false. 1 true, 1 false. And you've now got the truth table set up. You have every possible combination of truth values. And you can probably see it here with just the 4 lines. Either both sides are going to be true, or both letters will be false, or one will be true, or the other will be true. And one's false, the other's false. There's really not another combination. So in this fairly mindless way of doing it, you've got every possible truth value combination with no redundancy, and you haven't skipped anything. And all the truth tables in the entire class will look exactly alike, because we really want things to look alike here. Let's try it with 8 lines. Again, this is visual. Imagine I've got 8 fingers here. Take your 8, cut it in half, and you get 4. Under the first letter, write 4 trues, and then 4 falses. Under the next different letter, if this was a P, I'd continue on. Under the next different letter, take your 4, cut it in half. You're always cutting stuff in half. Cut it in half and get 2. So now we have 2 trues, 2 falses. 2 trues, 2 falses, all the way down. And then go to the next different letter. G isn't different, so I continue on to H, the next different letter. Take your 2, cut it in half, and you get 1. Now we're going to have 1 true, 1 false, all the way down. 1 true, 1 false, 1 true, 1 false. And you'll always end up with every single possible truth value combination without any redundancy, without missing any of them, and you really didn't have to use any gray matter, any brain cells whatsoever. It's good. Save the brains for later on. You'll need them later on. So at this point, the truth table is set up. We'd just be ready to fill in the rest of the blanks and do something with it later. That's not the point of this video. And you can, with all these videos, if you think you missed something, you're always able to go back and hear it again. But for today, if you have 2 different letters, 4 lines. If you have 3 different letters, it's going to be 8 lines. Memorize that. You're not going to see anything with 4 letters. That would be 16 lines. 5 letters would be 32 lines. More letters, 64 lines. You can see you'd need really computers to do this. There's really no point in trying to do this on paper. You'd need too much. So for us, we're just going to use 4-line truth tables and 8-line truth tables. If you have 4 lines, cut it in half to get 2. 2 trues, 2 falses. Take your 2, cut it in half, 1. 1 true, 1 false. 1 true, 1 false. And the same thing with the 8. Start off with 8, cut it in half, and get 4. 4 trues, 4 falses. Under the next different letter, 2 trues, 2 falses. Under the last different letter, 1 true, 1 false, 1 true, 1 false. And you'll have all the combinations set up. And in the next video, we'll see what we might want to do with this thing.